loves, it's So Fresh Diamond. Today I am going to be doing a review on a drugstore foundation. I know a lot of you guys are probably like, what? I thought she didn't wear a drugstore foundation. I never thought she would do a drugstore foundation, yada yada yada. But yeah, I decided to just switch it up a little bit. I got some messages from people wanting to know what are my thoughts and opinion on drugstore foundation and if I could do a tutorial or a video on drugstore foundation. So I decided to do one. I did a lot of research before I actually went out and picked up a foundation, because I do know when it comes to drugstore, the color selection or the color range can be very, very limited. And I also wanted something that was going to mimic my skin tone and look very natural, and wasn't going to break me out, of course. So I do have the foundation on that I'm going to be reviewing in this video. The drugstore foundation that I am going to be reviewing today is the Maybelline Matte Poreless Fit Me foundation. I got mine from Walmart, which was like $6.99. Anywhere else like Ulta, CVS, Walgreens, it was $9.99, but Target also had this foundation for $5.99 as well. I would definitely suggest that you go into the store and try your best to match your color, because the colors online is definitely inaccurate. And also, I think looking at the bottle, it can definitely be inaccurate as well, because I thought for sure this was going to be too dark for my skin tone, but it actually ended up being perfect for my skin tone. I am in the color 330. This is Toffee Caramel, and I also picked up some concealers. I really wanted to try these concealers because I heard a couple of people rave about these concealers and also compare them to the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I'll talk about that a little later, but let's jump back into this foundation, honey. So I picked up the Matte Poreless foundation. They do have another foundation which is still in the Fit Me line, but it's more so for girls with dry skin. You guys can also mix your foundations as well, because it's not too expensive to do. I know sometimes people have a hard time finding their color shade and they have to end up buying two foundations, which is pretty expensive if you ask me. But with it being a drugstore foundation, and you know, the lowest being $5.99, the highest being $9.99, is really affordable if you had to mix your foundations in order to get the perfect shade. One thing that I did not like about the foundation off the top is it did not come with a pump. To me, when foundations come without a pump, I'm wasting product, no doubt. I am going to try to put a old MAC foundation pump on here and see if that works. I'm just going to put a little bit on the back of my hand so you guys can see the consistency of it. Let's see. Okay, so if you guys can see that, that's the consistency of the foundation. A little runny. Not too bad. This foundation is very, very pretty. I am really surprised at the quality of this foundation. It feels really, really good on my skin. Yeah, the foundation really does blend into the skin really, really well. I have no complaints with that. It feels very natural on the skin. It even looks natural as well. It definitely oxidizes. It definitely gets a little darker, so just an FYI. So some of the things that this foundation is supposed to do, according to Maybelline Fit Me, is for normal to oily skin. It mattifies and refines pores. It matches natural skin tone, and it is a natural seamless finish. In my opinion, it is a medium coverage foundation. It is definitely buildable. I don't really have much imperfections on my face, so I really can't tell you how good the coverage is, but I do know that it concealed like my dark circles that I had underneath my eyes, so that's pretty good. The foundation is more like a matte feeling. It's not a dry matte feeling. I know sometimes with foundations it can feel very matte and look very, very matte. I didn't get that with this foundation. With this foundation, I definitely got the matte look, but it wasn't an overdone matte look. It didn't make me feel or look like I was too made up. It was a very natural matte look, so I really did like that. It's really best to set this foundation with a powder. Otherwise, it's going to move on you. It's not really going to last that long, and it can start to look a little oily. Now that is the main reason why I like to set my face with the Makeup Forever Duo Matte Powder. By the way, I'm in the color 209, and I really do like this powder because it keeps me matte all day regardless of what type of stuff my foundation is on. This powder is going to keep me matte all day, and I really do like that. If you are looking for a foundation that is very affordable, it's going to give you a semi-matte finish. It is going to cover imperfections that you may have. Keep in mind, if you have a lot of imperfection and acne and scars and things like that, this might not be the best foundation for you because it is a light to medium coverage foundation. However, it is buildable. So overall, really don't have anything bad to say about this foundation, except for don't have a wide selection of colors. But as I stated earlier, you know, because it is a little bit more on the affordable side, you can mix the two foundations to get your perfect shade. I do like that this foundation does not sink in any of my lines. I do have lines around my mouth area. Sometimes foundations can just sit there, but I really like that this foundation did not do that. You definitely can't tell that you have anything on your face depending on how heavy you go with the foundation. Like I said, it is very light. I don't feel like there's anything on my skin, to be quite honest with you. So I'm very surprised at this Drugstore foundation. I really do like it. I haven't had any issues with breakouts or anything like that. Only drawback that I have is it doesn't come with the pump, and it's not really a wide selection of color shades. And again, it does oxidize. So definitely go into your local drugstore and try to match yourself. So overall, I'm pretty satisfied with the foundation. I actually will just wear it throughout the weekday. It's definitely a really good foundation, especially for the price, and it's very easy to get. It's not like it's sold at one store and you have to go to that specific store in order to get your foundation. Definitely recommend it as of right now. So again, this is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte Poreless Foundation. Again, I am in the color 330 Toffee Caramel. This is just my quick little take on Drugstore foundation. Really not a bad foundation at all. I don't know why I never tried it, but I'm so happy that I finally decided to try a Drugstore foundation. I appreciate you guys for watching, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.